respond to your point. First of all, I think you also would want India to have Predator drones. It's good. And as far as the GE jet engine deal is concerned, we are getting the technology with it as well. So I think that's good. So I don't think, I think I'm all for us getting the technology and building our own over the medium term. But I want Gaurav to respond to that. I have a fitting response. Let Gaurav respond to that. Gaurav.
Arnab, first of all, as a proud Indian, just like any other Indian, it felt great when the Prime Minister of our country, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who represents everyone, was accorded such a warm welcome in the USA. And I think we must remember that you rightly said there were 15 occasions where he received a standing ovation. There were around 75 occasions when he received a round of applause. And why was it so? I think democracy was being celebrated. The common thread is democracy. The common thread is freedom of speech and expression. The common thread is human rights. And I must emphasize here that Narendra Modi ji today is undisputably the tallest leader in the world, who is not just guiding the world, but he is driving the agendas which pertain to every citizen of the world. And why do I say that? Arnab, it is important to remember, Narendra Modi ji spoke very strongly on terrorism, on countries that export terrorism. He spoke on countries that have an expansionist agenda, like China. And he got full support from the US. Why do we have to belittle people in the US? As the previous speaker was saying, that, you know, they were praising Modi ji because they knew it would be advantageous to them. I think we should remember how Joe Biden in the past had asked for an autograph. We should remember the Australian PM called Modi ji is the boss. We should remember the Italian Prime Minister saying Modi ji is the most loved leader of the world. This clearly shows that there is a vision Shri Narendra Modi ji has for the entire globe, and that is what people are respecting worldwide. My second point is, while Modi ji was speaking, the entire globe was listening to him. People were rejoicing, Indians were feeling proud. Why was the opposition parties in India crying, whining? They were mourning, they were groaning. Why? Arnab, they don't understand. You just said they are out of power. They might be out of power, but even the opposition parties will never be powerless as long as India is powerful. And that is the strong message Shri Narendra Modi ji gave when he was addressing all the congressmen. My third point is, can you name one leader who has such a good foreign policy that he can take S-400 weapons from Russia, he can also import oil from Russia, at the same time he can engage equally with dignity with US and also seek various technological advances, the semiconductor industry and the industry also, as we were talking about Predator drones. What does it show? That India's moment has arrived and India is speaking for the global population today.
No, I've seen two arguments so far, and both of them are very flaccid arguments. One argument has been that Narendra Modi gets too much credit. That it's 1.4 billion Indians, it's not Narendra Modi, you know, that kind of argument. Now, this is an interesting argument.
That is India gets credit.
Yeah, I don't know. Where does
He's the Prime Minister of India.
No, but the
Prime Minister of India.
Yeah, but
so India gets credit.
But the thing which hurts is, and Sushant can come in on this along with Mrs. Srinivasan, the thing which hurts, I'm sure, Mr. Mika, is the fact that Joe Biden has started batting for the strength of Indian democracy. Joe Biden says, I admire Indian democracy. I have an overwhelming respect for Indian democracy. I have a deep, abiding, unshakable, overwhelming respect for Indian democracy. This, Mr. Mika, is the failure of your entire campaign, which your leader went to America and took support from Pakistani and anti-India groups to create a narrative that democracy is
this is
the death of that argument.
Okay.